Hi guys, I'm just coming back from the stream, and my mother said this beautiful pot must not get broken. What pot are we talking about here today? We are talking about the hymen. Must not get broken before I get to my husband's house. Welcome to Cherry Talk, guys. This is the show that talks about sex, and more sex. I'm your host today, Bise Yabin, and I have two wonderful guests in the house today. I have Ade in the house, and I have Chidima. Let them introduce themselves. Let's start from the man. Or should we do ladies first?
Yeah, well,
let's do ladies first. So introduce yourself, please.
My name is Irigbu Chidima Olechi.
Okay, all right, and then I have
Ade Odikoya.
All right, so Ade and Chidima is in the house today. Today we just want to do justice on the topic. Or should I call it the topic? Okay, all right. We just want to look at all the sex myth we heard when we were growing up, and all those things that they told us about sex, and the touch not, the do not, the stuff, the look not. That's what we want to discuss today. But before that, let's just go into sex education. Okay, Ade, what's your take on sex education? Is it necessary?
Well, thank you very much. Well, I want to say yes. Sex education is very, very necessary. As a matter of fact, with the situation we find ourselves in this country now, I think sex education is even very, very compulsory.
Okay. So it's necessary for us to give our kids sex education.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Chidima, what's your take on sex education?
I think I'm going to go with Ade. It's very, very important, especially for our growing youth.
Okay.
You know, most times our kids get to learn. We have a very curious mind, and the kids has curious mind. So they get to pick one or two things from different places. So it's good you tell them, teach them sex education right from the younger age. You understand? So it's an important aspect of every child's life.
Oh, okay.
It's as important as going to school.
Okay.
And just the way you tell them you get married someday, it's as important as that too. That sex education is as important as you get married someday.
Okay. So how do you give this sex education to a child? Ade, how do you give sex education to a child?
Well, there are various means you can do that.
Okay.
There are various means you can do that, and I think a lot of parents has different relationship with their children. So you understand your children better.
Okay.
You understand your child better, and you know how to relate with them better. You understand how they understand things.
Okay.
So it will be very proper for you to look out for a very good medium, because I can't specifically tell you that okay, you can do this through books or through these or through movies or through this.
Okay.
You understand? So you as a parent or as an adult, you have to look for a means of identifying your children's way of understanding things very quickly, and you put it across to them in a manner they won't misconcept you.
Oh, okay, perfect. I feel like I'm being educated here already on sex. Chidima, were you giving sex education?
Well, I would say no. No. You know, I come from a very, very strict home. You know, you understand. I come from a family where we are all girls. We just had a boy. You understand?
Okay.
So imagine that kind of setting. Your father will not want to give you sex education because he feels like I'm spoiling my own child with my own hands. So you know how traditional our parents can be.
Okay.
It was when my last sister started her menstrual flow. My mom just packed all of us and like, okay, if you sleep with man, you're pregnant. So she did not she didn't tell you there are choices you can make. No, my parents, they don't have that time. So you understand? So we learned. As we started growing, we started learning from elder aunties, cousins, elder ones that are older.
But do they teach you the main thing?
They don't have that time. So we don't want to spoil you for your parents. Your parents did not teach you. As we started growing,
why do we shy away from them things that has to do with sex? Sex is sex. Let us call it the way it is. Why is that mostly you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Why is that we shy away from these things?
Well, actually, from the African setting, our culture does not really permit us to speak openly of sex. From onset, I could remember while I was growing up, you know, I was not privileged to have enough knowledge of all these things, not even from anywhere, not even from our religious institution, not even from school or from my home. So you understand, so our culture does not really permit us. So I think a lot of us are actually shying away from this thing because of the way we were brought up, and the structural setting of our society, you know, does not actually permit us to really speak of this openly or publicly.
Oh, okay. So I want to ask something, but I think I will take a break right now. When we come back, I'll ask my question. Guys, remember that this program is still open for sponsorship. Just call the numbers written on the screen. We'll be right here to answer your call and place your adverts on our show. See you later. Welcome back, guys. This is still Cherry Talk, and I still have Ade and Chidima in the house. All right, Chidima, my question. Drum roll. Yes, how would you give sex education to your child?
Well, first and foremost, it depends. You understand? Now, I got to understand that kids, they learn from visual. Sometimes you don't just talk and talk and talk. Like I'm teaching you about sex and the related issues. I don't have a problem with giving you visuals, like give you an in-depth explanation on what sex education and what sex is and the whole consequence. I can also give you visuals on what a pill looks like, condoms and everything. But you know, we should always learn to teach both the advantages and disadvantages. No matter what, everyone has the right to a choice. You understand? I teach you, I tell you the consequences. Now it's left to you to decide what you want to do. So I'm going to teach you,
so show you. So I'm looking at abstinence. Yes. I tell you, this is the way. There's abstinence. Okay. If you do this, this is what you get. Yeah. Or if you don't do this, this is what you get. Okay. So I tell you. Okay. Before I say that, Ade, how would you give sex education to your child?
Personally. Well, I wouldn't want to go with visuals, because I have come to understand that there is a way visual sticks into the mind of individuals, especially the younger ones, and doing that might be misconcepted. And I believe that, you know, children, when you talk to them, they have an understanding of where you're coming from. These are your kids, you know. Over the time, you have the relationship with them, and they tend to understand when you're serious about certain issues. When you're discussing serious issue, they understand you. So coming out, you know, to give them those talks at the appropriate time, you know, I think will do the wonder. So going extreme with visuals, I wouldn't want to go with that personally.
I personally agree with Chidima, because mostly we want to see what you're talking about.
No, when I'm talking about visual, right? I'm not telling you I'm going to come and show you a picture of a naked man or a naked woman. Now I'm trying to tell you this is what a condom looks like, or a pill.
It's important.
I'm showing you what a pill looks like. So you don't go to the market and buy. Even if you decide to start having sex, you understand, because you don't know what is in their mind. I might tell you abstinence is the best. You understand? Yes, to an extent, you might believe abstinence is the best, but then you get to a point where you want to make your audition and say, okay, let me try it and see if the pill works. So I want to even teach you, even if you decide to make such decision, you know what to do and what kind of things you're supposed to get. What I mean by
because I remember when I was growing up, I didn't even know what a condom looked like. You know, and someone brought it to me and I was like, what is this? It says balloon.
Yeah, even me, I blowed it though. And a white balloon.
So somebody said that's the condom. I'm like, hey. So that's so you see, if you actually have shown your child what it is from the scratch, there won't be these
too curious.
Yeah, they won't be too curious. Yes, that's what she is trying to say.
Yes.
So I believe that, like Chidima said, let us know the advantages of everything.
Definitely.
But are they sex? Is sex sweet?
Of course, nobody can dispute that fact. You can't dispute it.
Please, I'm asking from the female.
Yes.
From the female.
Yes.
So if your kid comes to you right now, mommy, is sex sweet? What would you say?
That's a very serious question.
Yes.
You know, if you say yes, you are in trouble. You say no, you are still in trouble. So you have to actually be very, how will I put it? You have to be very, very smart in answering that. I would say sex is sweet though, but for the right time. When you at the right time, it's sweet because at that time you're doing it with an open mind. You're not hiding. It's no longer. It doesn't look like you're stealing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand? If I come in on you having sex with your husband, it is me that looked for trouble.
Yeah.
I will quietly walk out and I will apologize to you. Hey baby, I'm sorry for walking in on you and your husband. Now it's your right. You will enjoy it. But when you're doing hide and seek, you start sweating. Like if somebody come, you understand?
Your mind is
yes, you angry. So when at the right time, you are enjoying it and it's sweet because you're settled, you're doing it, you're right.
Yeah.
So you're doing it proudly. You understand?
Yeah.
You're not stealing it. So
Okay.
it's sweet at the right time. That's
what she said. So sex is sweet. We're not saying it's not sweet, but what we're trying to say,
definitely.
have it at the right time.
time.
What is the right time, or when is the right time? Ade?
Well, culturally, or from every angle, the right time is when you're married.
Okay.
When you're married, that's when sex is sweet.
So what if I have sex with the man I'm about to marry?
About to marry. Well, that's a very dicey one anyway, because anything could actually escalate from that, and then you might tend to regret the situation or the decision later. So I wouldn't say it's right to have sex with the man you're about to marry, because between the space of about to and getting married, anything can still happen. Anything can still happen.
Okay. So guys, you heard them. Decide what you want to do, when you want to do it, and please at the right time. So back to sex myth. Chidima, what are some of the things you heard about sex?
The major one we heard when we were growing up was if a guy touches you, especially when you are bleeding, a guy touches you, you're pregnant.
Please, man, your definition of touch.
It's touch.
If I touch you,
if they touch, you. Not if you have sex, so if a guy touches you. And you know, at that time we believed it was touch.
It was touch.
You will try as much not to sit close to a guy, especially when you're on your flow, so that the thing doesn't touch. And you get pregnant. You understand? So that was what I heard.
and then let me hear.
Well, I think that's a common one anyway. I heard of that too, and I've actually heard a lot of ladies, talked about that too. And you can't take that away from our parents. Actually, they were just trying to be very, very protective, and they know actually that if they actually come out straight to tell you that it's until you have sex, you might get it wrong. From the point of touching, kissing, you still feel that, oh, I can still get pregnant. So you go ahead, and before you know it, you lose that control, and then you missed everything. So they try to curtail it from the beginning that, okay, don't even have that touch, let alone kiss, let alone this. So they don't even want anything that will lead you into a point where you will not be able to control yourself again. So I am saying from their perspective that they were just trying to be protective.
Okay.
They were trying to be protective.
I agree with you. But then I see it as if you are telling me if a guy touches me, I get pregnant. Okay, what if mistakenly I'm having my period and a guy touches me? Hello? I'm not pregnant. So what do you think that does to me? It makes me feel like they lied to me. Let me see what they are trying to say. What are they trying to cover up? Do you get it?
Sure. Sure. At that point, see, let me tell you something. If you are given a child sex education is not a day thing.
Okay.
It's a process. Is a continual talk. Okay. At every interval you talk to your child. Now, as the child, grows up or get matured, there are some secrets you begin to unravel. It is not the same education that you give to a 10-year-old girl that you give to a 15-year-old girl. So, like when you tell a 10-year-old girl that a guy should not touch you, you get pregnant, you understand? And then, to a 15-year-old girl, you won't tell the same. You understand? Because, by way of maybe playing or the other, she must have been touched by guys, you understand? And she, so you come out straight at every point of their growth, you come out straight with some secrets of this thing, and you let them understand how it goes.
I totally agree with you. I think what I heard about sex education is different from what I'm hearing now as a married. The things I'm hearing now is satisfy your husband. Oh, I cannot come and speak English. Oh, I'm not saying anything. So,
was that given to you when you were about to get married, or when you were young?
No, when I was young, you know, it was just the normal don't touch, leave there, thou shalt not touch.
Okay.
Now they tell you
is allowed.
It's really allowed on Sunday morning. So mommy called me and said, hey, I hope you are doing well. I hope you don't disgrace me. I hope it is going on well. Like, you know, and you're even shy to even answer. You know, but mommy, he's not complaining. So, guys, it's still the show that talks about sex, and more sex. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So we are still on Cherry Talk, and I see Abade and Chidima. Chidima is just smiling. She wants to take my viewers away from me. No, I'm taking them back. All right. Okay. Ade, you said something before we went on a break. That sorry. Before I go on, let me still remind you guys that this program is open for sponsorship. Just call any of the numbers on the screen, and we'll pick up and advertise your program for you. Back to you. You said something about sex education being gradual at every stage of the child. I totally agree with you. But then, like, we're thinking, I believe you're also thinking the same. How many parents would actually remember to pick up from where they left on sex education? Because majorly, that's a major issue we're having. So if you got sex education at the age of, say, 10, do you think your mother actually has time to give you another sex education?
Well, I think that's one of the major problems in our society today. A lot of parents are negligent on their children. Now, as a parent, as much as you hold on to their academics, the importance you give to their academics is the same importance I believe you should give to your child's upbringing. So if you're very particular about asking about their assignments, their homeworks, their take home every blessed day, I think you should be concerned about their physical growth, their sexual maturity, and the rest of them. Now, because a lot of parents actually neglected this fact, that is why we find ourselves in the mess we are today in our society. So for every parent that actually want to get it right, then you must make it a point of duty that at every point you need to educate your children. You have to
it's necessary.
It's necessary
in their upbringing. So at every stage, even if you have to set a roster or a timetable for it,
you have to
do something. Don't just leave them to themselves. And then you know the funny thing, mostly they wait for something to happen before you actually before you talk. I say, hey, when you were 10 years old, Chindima was telling you, don't let the boy touch you. Show to and then most times it brings shame to the parents. You know when a girl gets pregnant outside of marriage, especially at a very young age, or when a guy impregnates a girl, it's a shame to the family. Not just so you realize that it is not just affecting the child, it's also affecting the family. So it's very important that we do that. But then let's look at this scenario. Okay, I didn't get sex education, and then I'm about to marry Ade, and Ade also didn't get sex education. How do we know where the hole is and where the entrances and so what you see what in that kind of situation now? And let me ask you before I say what I want to say.
I wouldn't want to say there is anybody that don't actually or that didn't actually have sex education in totality.
Okay.
At a point in our life, we had a knowledge about sex, either formal or informal. You know, somehow, some way. You know, someone must have, and then maybe by coincidence or somehow you must have. Yes, thank you. You stumbled on, and by default settings, the way God created us.
I like that word. I think, that's what I was going to say. By default settings, out loud, you should know where it is.
Of course.
What are you looking
for? Who told the he goats where to mate with the female? Nobody, of course. So definitely by default setting, I think when I'm with a woman in the house, I know the necessary place to go to, and then I don't need anybody.
You might not know how to touch, but at least this is where
and
from time to time, when you keep on touching,
you'll be perfect.
You know that's good places.
Thank you.
One day.
Speaking of that, is it right to actually tell, like, if you have a partner? Let me use in the marriage setting, since we're saying marriage is the right time and the right place to have sex. Is it right as a wife or a husband to tell your partner, no, the way you touched me, I didn't like it. Touch me this way. Hold my breast this way. Oh, I don't like the way you held my breast. Do it this way. Is it proper? You know, it's also part of education.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're getting to know your partner.
Sure.
What he or she likes.
Sure.
Do you think it's right? Some people believe that if I say it, it means I'm bad, or he will look at me in the mindset that, oh, do you get the idea?
Yeah.
So what's Chidima, let me go with you first. Is it
it's right, but sometimes it depends on how you say it.
Okay.
You know, men, they have ego, you know, and when it comes to the bedroom activities, sex and all, that is one place whereby if you play with their ego, it messes up with them. Now it's good to tell your husband, this is where I like to be touched. You understand? But there are ways you tell. Imagine you have sex, like I never climax, and you just pull out. What kind of rubbish is that? You understand? It makes the man feel somehow. Maybe the man even won't climax. You understand? But there are ways you be like, honey, why don't we try this other way? Maybe longer foreplay and lesser penetration, because you man might not stay for 100 hours. But me, I might be waiting and waiting. You have come and go, and you are still coming again. But I'm still at the Badagry. You have gone to mistake. You understand? So there are ways you rub it, tell him he tried, you do well. You will feel good about it, but still tell him that you need to upgrade in this area. This is where I like it very well. When you touch it here, it's straight. You understand? It makes people feel good. Like, okay, she likes it, but let me give her another time. That's it.
So, Made, as a guy, what do you have to say?
Well, I think that's a very good one. Anyway, it's a very good drive. If a woman is actually telling you, oh, come this way, do this,
you know. You feel comfortable with that?
Oh, sure. During the act, it makes you want to do more. You understand? It's a drive anyway. It's a drive. And you might not necessarily talk as a woman, you know. Just held the man's hands, you know.
Move it to where you want it.
So the guy gets an understanding that, oh, this lady wants here now, and then you know there are ways you move about this, and then you are able to pass the message across to the guy. But I feel naturally that it's a total understanding if a woman will actually tell the guy that, okay, this is how I want it, this way, the way I want it, and the rest of them like that. It helps the guy to have an understanding. You know, the guy might think he's doing his best, and his best might not be good enough for the lady. So, but when the lady is coming out straight to tell the guy, oh, I want it this way, I want that way, you know, it gives the guy an insight into where and how. And even if the guy does not actually satisfy now, the next time the guy is coming, he knows where to hit, how to hit it, and you know, he gets himself ready for it.
I just had this very interesting thought. You know, mostly we believe and we hear that a guy clamors before the female when they're having sex. Okay, so I'm going to go with a guy first because I'm a female, so I don't want to be biased. And then we know it's sure it is actually has been proven scientifically. That a guy climax before the female. We are giving them sex education. We're talking about sex education here. So what can a guy do to make sure that to prolong himself from coming?
Well, I think there are a lot of remedies to that. Of course, if you go online, you know, there are a lot of topics, a lot of write-ups on that, and a lot of doctors have actually spoken on that. Even sex educationists have actually, you know, talked about that, because that has become a major problem in so many marriages today. You know, yes. So I think as a guy, you have to understand your own body chemistry. You understand how you go, and then you should be able to work out some things on yourself. You mind the kind of food you eat. You know, you do exercise regularly, and then you try to avoid some things. Try to relax yourself. You don't get anxious when, let me say, some minutes or some hours before the action. You know, you don't get too anxious, you don't get stressed up. You know, you just relax yourself. You avoid cold water. I think a day or two before that time.
Oh, really?
You avoid cold water. You try to avoid a lot of things that could actually just make you messed up. You know. So I think doing that, you will a bit, you know, stay longer. And the reason is very simple. You know, the guy is at the giving end, the lady is at the receiving end. So the lady tends to be more relaxed, you know, when the sex is going on, and the guy is the one doing the whole lot of, and then, you know,
and some ladies are very, very active. Are they?
No, yes, you know what? When I mean receiving end is that they are the one receiving the pleasure the most, so they take it beat by beat, but the guys want it hot. You know, understand?
Did he just wait? I hope I heard well. He said the ladies are the ones
receiving the pleasure
more.
Something like that. So
my brother, I do not agree with you on
you will not agree anyway, but that is the honest truth.
No, the guys are the one receiving the pleasure more.
But in a way, I will say, see, me, I will say, when it comes to, most ladies don't really enjoy penetrative sex. Some, okay, let me use most. Some people might not really enjoy as much as they enjoy foreplay. You know, try maybe head. Let's go straight to the point.
Yes.
Most people like oral sex.
Yeah.
Some enjoy it even way more. Sometimes people have multiple orgasm even before penetration, because they are more, I don't know how to put it, it's more heightening, it's more pleasurable, more satisfying than even the main penetration. Me, sometimes I feel penetrative sex is mainly for the guy. You understand?
That's it.
I feel the main penetrative sex is majorly for the guy. I feel if a guy wants to last longer or make the lady or get the lady more satisfied, prolong the foreplay. You understand? Take it 1 hour, 2 hours, she multiple orgasm. And you know, even if she doesn't come via penetrative sex, you're giving her like multiple orgasm, she's happy. You understand? But it doesn't still mean you won't how will I put it, you won't increase your game by wanting to see where she's not enjoying it from in the penetrative sex. You understand? But sometimes I feel the men enjoy penetrative sex more
exactly, and that is why, you know, most guys will not want to go, you know, too long with foreplay, because at that point they are not getting what
they want.
You know, and the ladies getting.
There should be, if I do you, you do me too.
And that is why sex has to be mutual.
Exactly.
It has to be mutual. You know, it has to be mutual. You have to understand your partner, and then, you know, try to just be very, very liberal in giving out. You know.
That's the thing.
So guys, they have educated you enough on sex, and I believe you guys have learned something. Actually, I learned something. Don't drink cold water. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part when it comes to
majorly for guys anyway.
But now we are remember, come on, are you drinking cold water? Okay, so guys, this is Cherry Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. We enjoyed ourselves in the house. Sex education. So as you heard, as parents, let's learn to educate our kids. Okay, it's very, very important. We are building a society right now. We want to get back to where we used to be before everything got all corrupted and messed up. So educate your children on sex at every point in time. Like I just said, gradually, at every age, different things. Even if at the age of 18, 20, if you not have to show visuals, show naked, because of course they've seen somebody naked before, somewhere, somehow.
It's a point of duty.
So exactly. So do those things, and let's build a good society together. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on my show. Thank you, Ade. Thank you, Chidima. God bless you. Peace out. I'm out.